Steven Soderbergh is an auteur-director known for his smart, stylish and taut films. Given how prolific he is, though, his quality never seems to suffer for that fact. It is, however, hard to pin him down to a particular genre or even style of filmmaking. His work spans comedies, crime capers, political commentary and historical biopics, and even sci-fi. He is an advocate for expanding the medium of the cinematic art form from purely celluloid-based format to encompass digital and even guerrilla, low-budget productions. One of the latter such examples was 2018's Unsane, starring Claire Foy, which was shot entirely on an iPhone. I would be remiss if I didn't emphasise, though, that while shot on a cell phone, the director also had pre- and post-production value resources available to him to render a polished film. That said, it still stands as an open encouragement to burgeoning filmmakers to learn their craft and to produce something with the resources available to them at any given time. In terms of low budget, I recall Empire magazine touting one of his earlier outings, The Limey, a noir revenge flick that seemed to have its own style while displaying a veneer of low-budget production value. Soderbergh very quickly emerged into the mainstream, but still maintained an independent filmmaker's integrity towards telling a cohesive story by employing solid script writing and lean directorial decisions and sensibilities. Soderbergh is also often known for taking on the role of cinematographer in his films. His decision to operate the camera himself is part of his desire for more control over the filmmaking process and is reflective of his hands-on approach to storytelling. He is known for his distinctive visual style characterised by an emphasis on natural lighting, handheld camera work and a preference for practical locations. His cinematography often complements the tone and mood of the narrative, adapting to the needs of each specific project. He is not afraid to experiment with visual techniques. He has been known to use unconventional lenses, employ different aspect ratios and experiment with colour grading to achieve specific visual effects. This experimentation contributes to the unique look of each of his films. One notable example was his extreme contrast in colour grading in the 2000 movie Traffic, a dark blue cast in the US segments of the film, or neutral grading, and distinct yellow hue to the Mexican sequences. These hues, along with Cliff Martinez's ethereal score, create an isolating and indifferent atmosphere, much like that of the brutal, matter-of-fact reality of a world consumed by the illegal narcotics industry. Taking on the role of cinematographer also allows Soderbergh to streamline the filmmaking process and reduce costs. By eliminating the need for a separate cinematographer, his involvement in the lighting and camera work enhances his collaboration with other departments, such as production design and costumes, to create a cohesive visual aesthetics. Acting as director and cinematographer under the pseudonym Peter Andrews and editor under the pseudonym Mary Ann Bernard, this approach allows him to streamline the filmmaking process and maintain creative control. I would like to add a note about why he chooses pseudonyms for the roles of cinematographer and editor. This is to do with the AMPAS, American Motion Picture Arts and Sciences credits format. You are not allowed, actually, in many instances, to have the same name for director and cinematographer and editor and so forth. This all comes together to showcase his adaptability across different genres, whether it's the slick and stylish visuals of heist films like Ocean's 11 or the gritty handheld look of dramas like The Girlfriend Experience and Traffic. His camera work complements the specific requirements of each genre. Soderbergh's collaboration with Cliff Martinez, a composer known for his distinctive and atmospheric scores, has been a significant aspect of the director's filmography. Their partnership has spanned multiple films, and Martinez's music has played a crucial role in enhancing the mood and emotional impact of Soderbergh's work. Martinez initially collaborated with Soderbergh on the film Sex, Lies and Videotape in 1989, marking the beginning of a creative partnership that would last decades. Martinez's electronic and ambient score for the film set the tone for their future collaborations. They both share a penchant for experimentation and a willingness to push artistic boundaries. Martinez's electronic and ambient compositions often complement Soderbergh's visual style. His scores are often characterised by minimalism and a focus on atmospheric soundscapes, and the approach aligns well with Soderbergh's preference for visual storytelling that relies on mood and atmosphere. Their collaboration continued to projects such as Contagion in 2011, Side Effects 2013, and the TV series The Nick, which ran between 2014 and 2015. Soderbergh also notably collaborates with Irish composer David Holmes, who lends new jazz, drum and bass and down-tempo tones to scores like the Ocean's 11 movies, Out of Sight, Haywire and Logan Lucky. Soderbergh is known for his guerrilla filmmaking techniques and a willingness to experiment with both narrative and technical aspects of filmmaking. He's known for experimenting with narrative structures in films like Out of Sight in 1998 and The Limey in 1999. There was a use here of non-linear storytelling techniques, weaving together timelines and perspectives to create a more complex and engaging narrative. He also frequently blurs genre boundaries, combining elements from different genres in innovative ways. For example, Ocean's 11 in 2001 is a heist film that incorporates elements of comedy and drama. Overall, Soderbergh's guerrilla filmmaking techniques and experimentation reflect a commitment to pushing boundaries, embracing new technologies, and finding innovative ways to tell stories within the constraints of budget and time. His approach has had a significant impact on the landscape of contemporary filmmaking. He's also shown a keen interest in leveraging technology and experimentation to advance the cinematic medium. Soderbergh has been an advocate for digital filmmaking and one of the early directors to embrace the possibilities offered by digital cameras. He has utilised digital formats for both shooting and editing, contributing in some ways to the industry's shift away from traditional film. His film Shay was one of the early feature films shot entirely with the Red 1 digital camera, showcasing his openness to adopting new technologies in the filmmaking process. This goes all the way back to the noughties, when there was a sort of split in sensibilities among high-profile directors in Hollywood. Soderbergh, along with M. Night Shyamalan, David Fincher and Michael Mann, began to make full-scale use of digital cameras and to champion home entertainment, which would subsequently evolve into what we now know as streaming and subscription services. One notable dissenting voice at the time, and to this day, is Christopher Nolan, who was involved in a public discourse debate around this subject, instead championing celluloid film stock and cameras, and is still working with IMAX to develop a more immersive and high-quality cinematic experience. Martin Scorsese was also anti-digital for a time, but seems to have caved and has been ready to employ digital technology and some CGI in at least part of his most recent productions. Soderbergh has most notably experimented with using consumer-grade cameras for certain projects, demonstrating that high-quality visuals can be achieved without relying on expensive equipment. I'll refer again to the example of Unsane in 2018, shot on an iPhone 12. He has explored innovative editing techniques in films like Ocean's 11 in 2001, where he used jump cuts and unconventional transitions to infuse energy into the narrative. His experimentation with editing contributes to the dynamic and visually engaging nature of his films. He has experimented also with aspect ratios in projects such as The Nick and Logan Lucky in 2017. His willingness to use non-traditional aspect ratios demonstrates a commitment to pushing visual boundaries and finding new ways to tell stories. Leveraging modern technology, Soderbergh has been able to achieve quick production turnarounds. This efficiency allows him to maintain creative momentum, explore a diverse range of projects, and respond rapidly to shifts in the industry. He is arguably one of the most prolific mainstream directors working today. He has also expressed interest in exploring virtual production techniques, such as those used in The Mandalorian. He has employed this technology most recently in his TV series Full Circle. This involves using virtual sets and environments generated through computer graphics, showcasing a commitment to staying at the forefront of technological advancements in filmmaking. One of his distinctive qualities as a filmmaker is his inclination towards genre blurring and hybrid storytelling. He often challenges traditional conventions, seamlessly integrating elements from multiple genres to create narratives that defy easy categorization. In the Ocean's 11 movies, he combined elements of comedy, drama and thriller. While the core of the story revolves around a complex casino heist, the film is injected with humour, charismatic performances and intricate character dynamics. His approach turns what could have been a straightforward heist narrative into an entertaining and dynamic ensemble piece. The Good German in 2006 merges historical drama with noir aesthetics and pays homage to classic Hollywood filmmaking. The film is shot in black and white, and its narrative unfolds against a backdrop of post-World War II Germany, with some elements of war, mystery and romance. Magic Mike in 2012 was a departure from his typical fare. While on the surface it might seem like a straightforward comedy drama, but Soderbergh infuses the film with deeper themes, exploring the complexities of ambition, identity and relationships. His blending of elements from different genres creates narratives that are both entertaining and thought-provoking. It allows him to appeal to a wider viewership while offering fresh perspectives on familiar storytelling tropes, keeping his work consistently innovative. Between remakes, openness to trying new genres, and a get-it-done sort of mentality, Steven Soderbergh leads by example in encouraging burgeoning filmmakers to endeavour and experiment. If you need a filmmaker to study beyond books and theory, you'd do a lot worse than to watch Soderbergh's body of work and follow his career. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for notifications. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.